22.
22, 22.
23, 22.
Next question. George, everyone else in this room is an actor.
Wow. Let's go.
Let's go.
In this video, I will present my research on how people conform to groups in social situations. People tend to give into peer pressure when placed in these situations because it gives them comfort and security to fit in with the group. In the 1950s, psychologist Solomon Asch created an experiment on conformity. Participants were shown 3 lines and asked to determine which line matched the height of the reference line on the card. However, only one of the participants was actually being studied. The rest of the group were confederates of Asch and gave the same incorrect answer to the question. This caused most participants to change their answer from the correct to the incorrect answer to fit in with the group. Over the
2.
Over the 12 trials, about 75% of participants conformed at least once, and 25% of participants did not conform. I set out to create an experiment to replicate this study and learn more about human behavior, so I recruited some confederates and got to work. The experiment will take place in this room. Each of our participants will sit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What they don't know is that everybody except for participant number 4 is an actor. They're in on the experiment. Participants will be shown a math question on this screen. So for example, they'll be shown a question like 1 plus 1. They will then answer the question. For the first 3 questions, all the participants will say the correct answer. This makes the person being experimented on think that they're all just not actors and they're all just part of the same team. Also, this builds trust with the other members of the group. So when the 4th question comes up, and this person says a wrong answer, and then this person says the same wrong answer, and that person says the same wrong answer, we're trying to see if the person in position 4 will conform to the group or stand out with the right but unpopular answer. That's the purpose of this experiment. Let's begin. The first participant we will take a look at is Lance. He will be seated in the 4th chair and is wearing a black hoodie and toque. Take note of his facial demeanor and body language as we begin. You are about to partake in a scientific experiment. The purpose of this experiment is to research how memory relates to mental math ability. From now on, please refrain from speaking to any other participants except when I point to you. What's going to happen is that you're going to see a math problem on the screen. You will have 5 seconds to look at the problem, and then the screen will go blank for 5 seconds, and then I'm going to call on each one of you to give me the answer. Okay? We are now ready to participate in the experiment. Okay, so here's the first question. For the first 3 questions, the actors are instructed to say the correct answer.
Fourteen.
14, 14.
14.
Next question.
9.
9, 9.
9.
17.
17, 17.
17.
Next question.
Now, the actors will give incorrect answers.
22.
22, 22.
23, 22.
Next question.
Observe how his facial expression changes as he says the right but unpopular answer. Clearly, he is uncomfortable and facing a lot of pressure to conform to the group. He is probably doubting his own math and trusting the group over himself. Will he begin to conform to the group?
Oops. You didn't see that.
21.
21, 21.
21.
In the next question, he matches his answer to the answer of the actors. We can see in the lead up to his answer He looks to his other group members for reassurance. This is a common response to social pressures and a representation of normative social influence.
Next question.
31.
31. 31.
31. 31.
And last question.
16.
16. 16.
16. 16.
For the rest of the experiment, Lance conformed with the group. It is a much more comfortable position to take, and we are wired to avoid conflict. We will find out what he is thinking during the debrief.
Okay, that concludes the experiment.
I said 23.
Thank you for everyone who participated, and now I will begin the debrief. So, Lance, everyone in this room is an actor, except for you.
That's why. That's why I know.
So this experiment is not about mental math, it's about conformity. So, on the first question, you said an answer that no one else said. It was correct, by the way.
That's why I was like,
What was, how did you feel when everyone else didn't
I was
get it?
like, whoa, am I saying things wrong? And yeah, I was kind of scared, anxious that I was saying something wrong.
And then for the rest of the questions, you went along with the group.
Yeah.
So what changed? How did you feel?
I thought I was saying the correct answer, even if I know that it's not actually, but I didn't want to be different.
As you can see, social conformity is a very powerful force that influences many of the decisions we make in public and in private. It is a force that we have evolved over hundreds of thousands of years to protect ourselves and build group cohesion. Lance wasn't the only participant to conform to the group.
31.
31. 31.
31.
31.
31.
31.
31.
31.
Now we will see how our next participant, George, handles this situation.
Don't stay seated yet. I have randomly assigned you seats. None of the answers will be greater than 2 digits. So I'm going to give you an example. You'll have 5 seconds to see the problem. The screen will go blank for 5 seconds, and then I'm going to call on each of you, okay? So we're going to try it now with an example. So you have 5 seconds. Then it's going to go blank. I'm going to call on you.
2.
2.
2.
Okay, easy, right?
For the first 3 questions, nothing seems out of the ordinary.
14.
14.
14.
14. 14.
9.
9.
9. 9.
17.
17.
17.
17. 17.
Next question.
Now we will add pressure.
22.
22.
22.
23. 22.
He doesn't conform the first time. But now, knowing that he is an outsider in the group, will he continue to be in this uncomfortable position?
Next question.
21.
20.
21.
21.
31.
31.
31.
31.
16.
16.
16.
16.
Instead of giving the correct answer, George conforms to the group's incorrect answers for the rest of the experiment. Let's find out why.
Thank you all of you for participating. George, everyone else in this room is an actor.
Let's go.
Let's go!
This is an experiment on conformity. The first time the actors said the wrong number, how did you feel when you said the right answer and everyone else said it?
I was really confused. I was like,
Did you feel dumb or were you like?
what's happening? They just not, am I wrong?
And then for the rest of them you conformed, so did you feel like you needed to fit in, or what was going through your mind?
I was thinking like, because I saw some of them and they didn't make sense, but at the same time, my mental process didn't think quick enough, so I just assumed that everyone else was right.
Most of the subjects in the experiment gave in to the pressure to conform to the group, but not all of them did. Here is one example.
22.
22.
22.
21.
21.
22. 21.
31.
31.
36. 31.
16.
16.
16.
14. 16.
This participant did not give in to the pressure.
You did not conform to what the group said today. You notice everyone else saying the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you second guessed yourself when that happened?
No.
You felt like you just said the right answer and you knew it was right.
Yeah.
Of the 26 people who took part in the study, 20 of them conformed at least once. That means that 77% of people gave in to peer pressure at some stage of the experiment. These results are almost identical to the Ash conformity experiment. Most people, when placed in this uncomfortable situation, would rather give an incorrect answer than stand out from the group. This chart shows a percentage of people who conformed at each stage of the experiment. This experiment took many weeks to create, test, and refine before beginning, and a lot of research went into it. Conformity is an important aspect in the field of behavioral psychology, and as we continue to deepen our understanding of the human brain, we continue to understand why we make the decisions we make. Over 50% of participants did not initially conform to the group, but faced with the choice between remaining comfortably wrong or standing out as an outsider, most participants eventually gave in to the peer pressure. Social conformity is often described with a negative connotation, but us humans evolved to think this way in order to survive and remain secure in groups. About 3/4 of the human population would conform in this manner. However, as we see, the popularity of a thought or action does not affect whether it is right or even true. This research reminds us how strong collective thought or action can really be, and how hard it is to deviate from the norm. If you were in this situation, would you conform?